back to Aussie Afterlife. This is episode 54. And I know my last one was a paranormal investigation episode with Werribee Park Mansion. There is still more to come with that, but I thought, I'll have a bit of a break. As I said in the last episode, me reviewing the audio, it just takes a lot. And I don't want to keep you waiting for episodes, so I'll just jump back and forth and what of it? It's my podcast, so who gives a fuck? But yeah. But this next episode and possibly the next couple of episodes will be me. Well, we're going back to Campfire Tales, really. And in this one, I'm interviewing one of my oldest friends that I'm still close with, and also probably one of my only friends, well, my initial friend that was ever interested in the paranormal. So she would be the only person I would ever contact ever about anything spooky, anything paranormal, because everyone else was like, yeah, whatever, Sam, it sound insane. But Phoebe would be like, oh yeah, hell yeah, let's, So obviously Phoebe. So her and I, God, we met at like a pre-nursing course just after I finished high school back in 2007, something like that. So it's been a really long time, and we've remained in sort of sometimes distant contact, but of recent, a lot of contact. Just mutual love for the paranormal and just mutual cool shit that we agree on. And yeah, we're both neurodivergent, so that works out quite well. So yeah, we'll be doing some campfire tales, and I want Phoebe to tell me all of her own paranormal experiences, and she's had so many, so I really hope you guys love her stories. And yeah, and so we break out a fair bit, we'll talk about it a lot, and surprisingly enough, I kind of pick up on a little bit of the stuff with part of her family members too that have passed away, which is really interesting, but we'll get on to that before you guys think that I'm absolutely insane. I'll make sure that she vouches for shit. Because initially there's like so much, but she's like, oh, I'm not sure. And then she'll be texting me later on going, how the fuck do you? I'm like, I don't know. I still don't know how or why I can do this at random times, but here we are today. But yeah, as I said, do not claim to have any cool gifts or whatever, but sometimes shit comes in. It's cool. I think the more you open yourself up, the more it's better. And yeah, it's nice. So I'm sitting here in my new podcast room. I can hear the rain. The rain's pouring outside, and it's just really pretty to watch from the window. But yeah, so 2025, in one respect, can go fuck itself. But but in another respect, I've learned a lot, and there's been a lot that I've gained. And just of recent, I was actually even just sitting in, my little podcast room contemplating life, and well, not in a bad way, not contemplating, oh God, contemplating, oh shit, this is good. Yeah, and you just sit there like one those of you that have kids, or those of you people that are close to you, obviously, you sit there and go, fuck, I love that person. Well, my two kids, I swear to God, like they've been through a bit with me this year as well. Well, not, yeah, it's been some family stuff, but all good. But oh, like so Mason, my son's 13. He's in high school and stuff. So the other day he was telling me about this teacher that he's got at high school, and he goes to the same high school that I went to. And it was just so funny getting these flashbacks. And it's like everything that he's telling me, I'm like, holy shit, it hasn't changed. I'm exactly, so he's telling me about this teacher that will like actually bring a bucket and tongs into class and make the kids go out and pick up rubbish if they're assholes. And I was like, I love this. I want to meet this woman so much. I'm like, how does she do? He's like, yeah, you get the bucket and you get the tongs, you get the rubbish. And I'm like, have you had the bucket yet? And he's like, almost. He's like, no, I think she likes me. And I'm like, well, yeah, well, don't be a dick. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, well, there you go. That's probably why you haven't got the bucket. But, just some of the stuff they talk to you about and they tell you about, you're like, God, that happened to me. And I'm thinking, oh, shit, this kid is exactly like me, but a boy version. And then, Eden, my daughter, who's 11, so she's like me as well, but a bit different. Like she's like me, but with confidence as a kid. So it's like, not that Mason doesn't have confidence, but I'm talking female to female kind of stuff. Anyway, but she still hates going on sleepovers. So she'd be like, oh, I got this sleepover. This person's invited. I'm like, oh, really? We've got a sleepover, do we? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, are you going to last there? And she's like, I don't know. Can you pick me up? And I said, that depends. Anyway, and I'm like, how are you going to go? And she's like, no, it's fine. I'll be good. I feel good about this time, Mum. I'll feel good about this time. Whereas previously, every other time I get a text at like 1 a.m. and I'm like, fuck. Anyway, So I said to her, I was like, if you start getting the feelings, text me before it gets to some ridiculous amount of time in the morning. Anyway, so I was sitting there at home and I'm like, oh, cool. It's about 11:30, almost quarter to 12, whatever. I'm thinking, oh, she hasn't messaged me yet. This is great. And I word up the mum and all this sort of stuff. So, look, just let me know if she starts getting a bit weird. Anyway, I hadn't heard a thing. Now I get this, my phone vibrates and I look, I'm like, oh, Eden. Oh, she's Snapchatted me. I'm like, here we go. And she's like, you awake? And I was looking at it laughing and I just didn't reply for a minute. Like I felt bad, but I just didn't reply. And I got basically bombarded with texts. Are you awake? Are you awake? Are you awake? And I said, yes, Eden, I'm awake. What is it? And she's like, it's kicking in. And I was like, what is kicking in? And here am I thinking like, God used to say kicking in for like, things that were either illegal or legal. You pick up and put them down. I said, what is kicking in? She's like, the homesick. And I was like, and I was like, oh, baby girl. She's like, no, please, I need to come home. Anyway, so I messaged the mum, and the mum was gorgeous and was like, I'll bring her home now. And I was like, oh, thank you. So she comes in with her little bag and her cute little jammies on with her little Ted. And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, nothing. And I was like, it's baby girl. I'm just like, and then I try to do the whole entire thing. Like, well, look, if you don't feel, I don't want you feeling forced to feel comfortable to stay there, the whole thing. And she still got to go to time zone the next day. So the mum was an absolute legend. So that was really cool. But yeah, Eden's also doing, she did a school captain speech the other day. And I'm sitting there going, fuck, if I had friends, I would have gone for school captain, But I don't think that would have been, it's like, yeah, it's like a sinking ship if it was in charge of school back then. But anyway, yeah, so I was just so proud of her and I hear her singing and stuff. And I'm like, oh, you're like mummy too, but in different ways. The pair of them are like me in different ways. But yeah, it's funny. And, my son absolutely loves reptiles. We know I've got a snake, Marshall. This one morning the other week, right? And I'm sitting here, I'm just like, oh my God, I got this funny feeling to go and check on the snake's enclosure. And the kids weren't there, they were at their dad's. So I walk in there and I was like, why is the snake's enclosure open? And I was like, oh, fuck. I go in there, snake nowhere to be seen. And I'm like, there's a snake loose in my house. There's a snake loose in my house. And I was like, Marshall. And I was looking around for a bit and I'm like, oh my God, this thing, where is it? I look across and there's a big bean bag. I pick up the bean bag and the thing's snuggled up underneath there. And I pick it up. I think it was asleep. I think I scared the shit out of it because it's like this doing all this stuff. And I was like, oh shit, I put it back in there and it was like looking real weird. And I'm just like, I shut the doors and it was real angry. It was in that strike pose. It was like, eh. And I was like, look, I just saved your life. And then all of a sudden it kind of calmed down and realized who I was. And I was like, who the friggin' hell would leave the snake enclosure open? And I'm like, Mason can be a bit, we're all ADHD, we can be a bit forgetful, but no. So I look across and I see my cat looking like this, just staring. And I was like, did you open that? Because the door was just a sliding door. She could open every other sliding door in the house. And I looked at her and I was like, oh. So anyway, I rang up work and I was like, look, I'm going to be a bit late. I've had a snake emergency. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I'll tell you when I get in, but just trust me. So I go down a bloody big W. I'm like, I need something. I'm like, oh, those latches that you childproof stuff with. I was like, I'll get some of those. That'll be cheaper. So when got these big latches, I brought them home and I'm sitting there sticking them all on. I'm like, yeah, you're all stuck on. The poor snake's like freezing its tits off. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm so sorry you've been traumatized. And this cat's looking at it. I'm like, has that cat been traumatizing it? Like, I don't know what's, but anyway, they're both alive. They're both fine. So I got these latches on the thing. So then this was on a Friday. So my kids had gone to their dad's. They didn't come back till Sunday night. And here am I all weekend going, oh, I can't tell Mace. Mace will be really, really upset. I've got to tell him in person. I've got to give him a bit of a warning. So wait, I'm like, he's going to be so thankful to me, that I basically saved his beloved son, beloved snake's life. He gets in, and I'm like, mate, I've got to show you something. And he's like, why are there latches on the thing? And I was like, well, your precious cat, little sugar plum, as we like to call her, opened the door and the snake was out. And he's like, what? And I was like, oh, and I found it. He's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, see, he was really traumatized, but he's in there now. He's all warm. He's like, oh, yeah, cool. And Mason skips off. And I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? And I was like, so aren't you happy? I was just basically, if I did not get that snake in time, Mace, I said, I had these great gut feelings. And I was like, I need to check this snake's enclosure. Like, if I didn't do this, that snake could be dead. And he's like, okay, what are we having having for dinner? And I'm like, he doesn't really talk like that, but he's like, okay, what are we having for dinner? And I'm like, your snake. And he's like, yeah, but it's not dead, so whatever. And I'm like, what? Fucking what? I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, we're having steak. And he's like, yoo, and runs off. And I'm like looking at the snake going, oh my God. Like, anyway, that's probably the most irrelevant intro I've ever had, but I've got nothing else funny to talk about, but they're funny. But yeah. All right, let's kick it off to episode 54, my interview with Phoebe. Pretty much my only friend that was interested in the paranormal. I've developed more friendships now, but yeah, as we said. So grab a drink, relax, and enjoy. So, Phoebe, it's so cool to catch up, and we've been talking about this for so long. But I want you to take the stage. You take the mic, you take the campfire, you take everything, and you tell me some of the most profound paranormal experiences of your life. Because we know you've got heaps. The mic, the campfire, and the podcast is yours. Well, hello.
Hello, Sammy.
How you going? Finally, we've decided to catch up. We've been talking about this for so long. So I have
Yeah,
my
since when
dear
you first
friend.
started.
Yeah, literally, I know. Like, so I've got my dear friend Phoebe with me, who I've known since, oh, what were we doing? Div 2 nursing together when
Oh,
it
it
was
was
Cert 4
pre-nursing. Pre-nursing.
pre-nursing. Pre-nursing.
Oh,
Oh, would have been like the that pre-nursing course.
yeah, back in 2008, I was like that broody little emo kid. I've still got the fingerless
Yeah.
gloves and the trench coats, and I still have my cheer up emo kid t-shirt.
Oh, that was wild back then. Like,
Oh yeah,
fuck. Like
yeah.
I
I
don't even.
remember.
It was the most odd group of people I think I've ever come across. Not odd as in individually, but just to us together in that nursing class. Fuck, it was crazy. Like, oh my
Oh
God, we
yeah.
were the most, like, collectively, we were not healthy. Like, it was not
No,
great.
and of course we're all doing pre-nursing.
I know, it was, oh God, it was bitchy. I was just like, what the hell? I was even thinking back about this the other day. I was like, oh my God. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, I was like, Sam, I was like, dear Lord, I'm so happy like I've grown up a lot since then. But yeah, like, but all of us together, we'd sort of like go into our own little groups. But as a collective group, we were not nice to each other. Like all
No.
these different groups were just, yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah.
But here we are
Oh,
today, so it's all good.
yeah. Oh, and I still have the hymn CD you gave me. It's in
Oh,
storage, but I've still got it.
oh, is that where that went? Fair enough. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, you gave it to me back in like 2008.
Oh, because I was like obsessed with Bam. That's right. Yeah, and I actually met him. Did I ever tell you that?
No.
I met Bam Margera. Claim to fame at Korova. He came with his band, and
Oh,
I got
wow. At
invited to the after
Corova.
party. I know at
Oh, wow.
Korova, I actually got invited to the after party, so I went and partied at Irish Murphy's on the top floor with Bam Margera and his fucking clan. I know that's like the only cool thing I've ever done ever. So it's not really cool now,
Wow.
but it was at the time. Yeah,
Yeah, no. Like, I can understand that. Like, for a long
it's
time, I was
cool at the
there. Same.
time.
I used to say my claim to fame was I was 12 years old and I spat off the Eiffel Tower.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was on my year 7 camp, so not that I went to any fancy private school. I was living in the UK at the time, and
Who
that's where
wouldn't?
year 7.
But like, who wouldn't? Like, oh, what else are you going to do on top of it? Apart
Exactly.
from that,
You're 12.
exactly. And seriously, like, even like Titanic and all that sort of shit. It's like, oh, come on, Jack. Oh, like, it's like, or you just like, I just want to see what happens if I spit off this.
Yeah, at least I didn't drop a coin because now I realize I could have killed someone.
Yeah. I was such a big, like, I just want to see what happens if I do this. Like, I was like, I probably know the outcome that it's not going to be good, but I need to know.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
need to know what happens if I just do this and then instant regret. But I'm just like, I know now. It's like I'm gaining knowledge. I'm gaining knowledge.
Yes. Yeah. Educational, but not normal curriculum.
Exactly. It's like you don't mean to hurt anyone. You're just really curious about what would happen if you stuck a thermometer under a Bunsen burner and what happens after it reaches 100 degrees, like
Yeah.
it's a normal
Yeah, so,
question
like,
to
back in the
ask.
day, we had mercury ones. Nowadays, everyone's got, like,
It exploded all over the wall and I got kicked out of class for that one. So yeah. They were like, get out, get out. I'm like, I just wanted to see what happened. I was like, it was
oh,
green too, by the way. The
oh,
fluid was
wow. Well,
green. Yeah.
wow, that's like, what was it? I remember we were dissecting, sheep's hearts in what was it?
Oh God, now you've cut out. Your voice cut out. Stop messing
Say with the
around.
heart.
Oh, there you go. You're back.
And then
Okay. Stop messing around. Fucking with shit.
okay, cool. So do I do this? And went and took a great big bite out of it. This teacher had been a teacher for 35 years, never once left the classroom. He ran to throw up, and I just went, took it out. Went, needs a bit more.
It tastes like shit. Yeah.
I,
Could be
see. I eat
sizzled a
awful.
bit.
See, I eat awful, but yeah, no. He wouldn't let me dissect anything ever again.
He's like, I can't trust this one around
Yeah.
deceased meats.
I suppose it was probably not the best thing to put in my mouth, but I wanted to see what would happen.
Well,
I
what
would have
does
got
it
it.
taste like? It'd be like interesting. You kind of like, that smells interesting. I really want to know what it tastes like now. It's like, but then you got
Yeah,
this other freak over to your fucking right that's probably like eating clag, and apparently that's normal. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Or like, getting those little glue sticks and just sucking on them to create a point, and it's just like,
Yeah, you're just like, ugh.
why?
And meanwhile, you're like over there just like this heart. I'm just like, fuck you. It's like apple. It's like you
Yeah.
got Clag Boy over there, you got Glue Stick Chick there, and you got the other one eating they're probably boogers and that, but then you're the one that makes him throw up. I'm just like, yeah, right on. Cool, whatever,
Yeah.
weirdo. He's more weird
Yeah.
than you are, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like he should have expected that was going to happen one day.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
you never trust the quiet ones.
Ever. Like you
Uh,
kind of hang on, what's the what are they thinking
yes.
over there? And you're just like, I really want to lick it. I want to eat
Yeah.
it.
Although at least I can safely say I was probably the only one who never licked the windows in trade at high school because I looked at them and went, "No,
I feel like I never licked a window ever. Like I feel like that was not
no."
a thing that I did. I did a lot of shit, right? Like I'm
Yeah,
gonna set fire to the fucking Ballarat. Well, I won't say where I went, but like, I'm gonna set fire to it by accident because I was like, oh, I want to see what this is the whole want to see what happened if. So I literally put one peanut M&M into the microwave that they gave the year 12s. And I was like, oh, what happens if I put it on for 10 minutes? Did that. The fucking thing was almost on fire. And I was just like, oh my God. I like literally just dodged. Like I just left. And I was just like,
yeah,
people were so mad too. They were just like, who the fuck would do this? And I was like, I don't know. So now I've just given myself up. But I didn't mean to do it. It was just like, I just want to see what happens to this M&M, like this peanut M&M, if I put it in there for 10 minutes. Innocent. Turned out that I fucked the whole microwave for the rest of the graduating class. That's okay.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, well, see, I went to Mount Clear, so it like
Well,
back in the
I didn't do it to Mount Clear, so that's okay. Didn't go to Mount Clear, but I went to some school in Ballarat. And when I reckon anyone that listens to this is going to go, that's her bullshit. Like they'll remember because they were pissed. Like they were fucking angry.
yeah.
Who would do this and damage our property? I was like,
Oh,
didn't
look,
mean
it's
that.
been what almost 20 years. I think that they can't really get you done for that. What are you going to do? Go to Kmart and buy like a
I
30,
literally
40.
would get them. Yeah. And I'd be like, I'll just fucking donate one. Like, you want a new I'll just fucking donate my microwave and I'll go get a new one. I'm
I'd
like,
be
take
surprised.
this big piece of
I'd,
shit.
yeah, like there's a part of me that goes, it would still be funny if it was still there that says out of order.
They're like, we still want to know who did this. Like, crime scene, there's like tape around it. And it's just like, who the fuck fucked this
Covered
up? They're
in
like,
dust and cobwebs.
literally, like, graduating class of 2006, who did this? Like, it's like,
Yeah,
oh, that was so dirty. And I was just like, I never told anyone. I was just like, I can't tell anyone. People are going to hate me. But yeah. Anyway, this is like randomly so off topic. But yeah, thank you
oh,
so much for coming on my
yeah,
podcast. You're one of probably my only, well, probably actually my first friend that was ever interested in the paranormal, ever. So I thought I was just
Well,
like this weirdo that was interested in it. And I think you were the only one I would ever talk to about it because no one else I ever knew or surrounded myself with even remotely enjoyed it. And then,
I
yeah, so
I
it's
think
cool.
I think I helped you along with your little paranormal journey because your
You did.
21st birthday, I gave you a voucher for a psychic reading.
You did. Oh my God. Yes, I know. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
Ooh. I love like, and now like considering where I was then, I was like a feral, but like now I was like, holy hell, like spirituality and everything paranormal or whatever has just like changed my life so
Mm.
amazingly. Like I can't even imagine my life without it. Now I do all that sort of stuff for myself, and other people rather than, it's just like it just opens your mind and opens yourself to different things and you just become a better person. Like, you're just not an asshole anymore because you can understand more shit.
Yeah, like, I have to admit, like, back in the day, like, when we first met, like, I was playing around with the dark side of things. It was kinda like a way to get high in a sense, and then, of
Mm.
course, I found myself constantly getting attacked, and then I was, fighting that off, and then I ended up closing off the door, and it's only been, like, the last 7 years I've sort of more or less started opening that up, and, like, I'm still concerned that I'm always gonna be on that radar because of some of I poked some dragons I shouldn't have.
I tend to attract the darker ones though as well, like not in a attachment way, because I've done like I've gone a lot with that sort of bullshit, but like, yeah, I tend to if I go anywhere, it'll be the darker entities that want to have a chat. But I think because I'm happy to talk to anyone, I don't care. Like, I
Yeah,
ain't judgmental. Like it's kind of like I'm happy to talk to anybody, but yeah, I do reckon I tend to attract the darker side of life. That's okay.
yeah. Yeah, look, you know, I'm currently living there where Larundel and Yarra Bend used to be, and I frequent a lot of different haunted locations, and it's just like, I swear it comes home. Although,
Oh, they
you know
do. Oh, they do. And you can say like, "Oh, I'll do my sage and all this sort of stuff," and all of a sudden you're kind of like, "I can feel you in the backseat." You're like,
yeah,
"Oh, God," well, but it's not anything bad. They just kind of like want to hitch on a little bit of a,
yeah.
you do your protection, all that shit, but nah, it's all good.
Well, one of the good things, one of the things you can do if you want uninterrupted driving is you can just mix up, like salt water and just put in a little spray bottle, spray it on the back seat. So when they jump in, they just like pew, bounce
Oh,
off.
okay. Never.
Yeah,
That is a Now that is a good fucking tip because I did not even. Okay, salt
yeah,
water in spray bottle. All right, loves it.
yeah, yeah.
Natural and effective for multiple different things.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, because what was it? Years back, when I started opening up the door, I started to get hitchhikers jumping in the car all the time. And there was this one woman that used to keep jumping in the car. Where was it? It was sort of between Balan and Ballarat. As you're heading into Ballarat, you know how you've got that really bendy bit, but it's not quite
Oh,
past Pentland Hills.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I got the feeling she died there and didn't know, and
That's
she
what I
just
literally just thought. Yeah, like I was like, hang on, it was like a traffic accident or she was crossing the road and got hit or something like that. Like that's like yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and she screams.
Oh,
And I could hear like she like it's not more like in pain, it's more like she's freaking out, she's angry,
what the
she's really
fuck's
concerned.
happened? Yeah, like she was taken too
Yeah,
soon. Like this is fucking bullshit
yeah,
kind of thing. And what the hell? And
like killing
or
herself
she's replaying the same incident over
straight.
and over and over again in her head. So she's probably stuck. So it's probably a good thing that she did hitch on a ride because you might have actually helped her process some shit a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one
Mm,
of the first things I said to her was, "Shut the fuck up and just stop screaming."
mm.
And, yeah, and then it got to a point where because I was regularly driving back and forth at night, and it was just like, "You're giving me a headache. Look, I understand." And then, of course, I went, "Right,
You're
if
like,
you
life
keep."
fucking sucks. Death fucking sucks. Just chill out. Like,
Yeah, but it did get to a point where I did the spray bottle of salt water and, like, I've had different cars since then, and she hasn't bothered jumping back in, but I don't feel that energy anymore because it's just like, "Come on."
oh, all right, my dear friend, you have a
Yes.
bunch of stories to tell because, as I
Oh,
said,
yes.
well, pretty much one of my only original friends that ever even remotely liked the paranormal. So I want to give you the full, you start wherever you want. And as I said before, you want to break out and we'll have a chat, obviously, in between some stories and all that sort of thing. I'll be writing down notes as we go. So if I'm not looking at you, it's not because I'm not listening. But
Yeah, go
yeah,
for it.
I want you to just have, the stage and the mic
Yes.
is all yours. And I want your experiences out there because you've had a fucking shitload and they're freaking awesome. So
Oh, yeah.
I
It was
will
really hard
mute
to think of
my
this list.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
All right. I'll mute myself and I'll let you just chat away. Otherwise, I won't shut the fuck up. So, all right, I'll mute.
yeah, so I've got a collection of, like sort of small stories, but they've stuck with me for a very, very long time. And I think probably one of the best ones I can think of happened long before I was born, long before my parents were even born. But I'm named after my great aunt Phoebe, who was born in the early 1930s. And the funny part is, uh, her last name's Halliwell. So I'm related, literally, to the original Phoebe Halliwell. So like the story I got told that she died when she was about 6 years old. And the story was that, so essentially, they got it up, they were doing their a big family portrait. All the kids were wearing their Sunday best. And of course, after the photo, they went outside and played in the mud. It's the UK, it's wet and miserable all the time. No, I love that weather, so it's not too bad. But yeah, and they all got covered in mud, their clothes got taken off of them, and then of course, thrown into soak so they were all nice and clean to go to church. And the next morning, everyone woke up and Phoebe didn't wake up, but yet she was wearing that white dress. It wasn't wet, there wasn't a single speck of dirt on it. And like, to me, I'm like, how did this doesn't make sense. Although I think there might have been a bit of ill fortune. She was sick or something. But I've tried speaking to quite a lot of the family over there, and they all tell me the same story. And I've gone, why can't I find her death certificate? Why can't I find this? And I suppose it's really hard because, it's in the UK and I'm here. I'm going to have to like organize, like, I don't know, a work trip over there, work for 6 months, try and get her death certificate. But yeah, so that's the spooky story around the child I was named after. So yeah, take that, Alyssa Milano.
So, like, I was
Yeah.
writing some stuff down
Mm,
and, like, I was just like, I literally wrote, like, what the hell? I was like, holy. So she was literally found and she didn't wake up the next day. I literally
no.
had goosebumps, like, all over my arms. And, like, the first thing that came into my head was, like, a drowning, which is weird, but, like, how could she drown if she's in, it was just bizarre. But you've obviously been onto ancestry.com and all that sort of stuff, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, no,
But
there's
you'd
not
need
a
her actual birth date and death. You'd need like those specific dates
yeah.
to,
I
yeah.
may I've recently gotten a hold of them. One of my cousins actually found a family tree that her stepmom did before she died a few years back, and so I've recently gotten that. So I've now got a bit more of an understanding of that side of the family because my sperm donor wouldn't tell me about his side of the family.
Don't you love that? Because
Like
he probably didn't know. He's probably going, people
yeah,
don't
like
talk
he
about what they
told
don't
me
know.
that story. And then, of course, as soon as we went over there and I started meeting a few of my other cousins, I was like, right, tell me about Phoebe. And it wasn't until I was like 17, I found out her last name was Halliwell. And I'm like, are you serious? And then I was
I
so
love that
fit.
charmed.
Yeah, I had a 50-50 chance of actually being called Halliwell. And now looking back at it, I think, could you imagine my name being Phoebe Halliwell and going and buying alcohol at 18? They'd be telling me
But
to
it's like,
piss off.
it's like, yeah, right, it's a fake ID. You're like, no, 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 really, it's me. And you're just like, we know you're a charmed fan. And I was like,
Yeah, so I'm actually really glad I'm not called Phoebe Halliwell now. But yeah, so that happened long before I was born. It's one of those eerie stories. Not many people have an origin story of their name like that.
that is really cool though. Like I literally had
Yeah.
goosebumps. I was like, what do you mean she was like
Yeah.
found? And it's happening again, actually. Like I'm like literally
Yeah.
like, they all went to bed all fine, they were all washing all the and all of a sudden she's found, but
Found
not
in that dress. And
Alive.
it's there's
She's
no
found
yeah,
unalived
yeah,
and wearing the dress. Like, that's insane.
yeah, it's insane. But I suppose I should jump on to my next story, and this happened the day I was born, so, like, it's pretty
Let's kick it
crazy
off. I'll
stuff.
mute. Go for it.
Yeah, so the day I was born, I was born in the Old Kyneton Hospital, and ironically, I was born 14 minutes to 9, as my mum said, always late for things. I was late for school. But she'd been through labor all night, and then, of course, she gives birth, and, she was napping and everything, and they had me in the little crib next to my mum, and she remembers waking up and seeing her dad, so my granddad, nursing me. And he just had the biggest grin on his face. I was sound asleep in his arms. And he turns around and says something like, you did really well. I'm not going to say my mum's name because, she she has a career that I don't want to bring up. But yeah. And yeah. And of course, later on, mum woke up. But the eerie factor is, I was born in 1990. My granddad died in 1988. Yeah. Yes. And he even, went and visited my grandma a couple of days later because my grandma had sort of been there because I was the first grandchild. Went and visited my grandma and turned around and said to her that, we've got the most amazing, beautiful granddaughter. And yeah, so that's a cute little story. And yeah, my granddad does pop up an awful lot throughout my life.
What's his name?
His name was Sydney, but everyone called him Chick Henderson, but it's spelt like chic, so no H at the
Yeah.
end.
Okay, cool. Ah, your grandmother's name?
My grandma's name's June, like the month.
Ah, yeah, beautiful. No, I don't have to put that in the podcast either. It's just my own knowledge, but I can remove those names out of there anyway. But yeah, like,
Oh,
so 8:46 in the morning or the night
oh no, no. So it was 14 minutes to 9 in the
to
morning.
9. Oh, in the morning, yes, it'd
Yeah.
be 8:46. Yeah,
Yeah, 8:46.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Hmm.
Interestingly enough, when I was born, the song that was it was playing on the radio was A Little Ray of Sunshine.
Oh, yeah, he might have had something to do with that.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I love all those sort of stories though. Like, it's just so heartwarming to know they're not, they're
Mm.
there. I love it.
Oh, like like to be honest, my granddad's been a bigger part of my life than what my sperm donor has. And yeah, as you can see, he died before I was born. And yet the day I was born, my mum saw
He was
him
there.
nurse.
Hmm.
Of course, my mum doesn't believe in any of this. And so of course she goes, "Oh no, I was just sleeping."
All right,
Um,
why'd you have to tell me then? Whatever.
yeah, but like the
It's
thing was
obviously
it
stuck
wasn't
in her mind.
yeah, but it wasn't the drugs because they had her on the gas and they forgot to turn it on during
Well, there
labor.
you go. Yeah, I didn't hallucinate when I had babies. I was in pain, but yeah, like I had the gas, so it was just like you can't hallucinate that. But anyway, well, your mum can. I love that your mum has said that, and we'll just
Mm,
stick. She can,
yeah,
think that it's not there, but I love that she's told you that though. I reckon that's
mm,
cool. She knows deep down
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, that's like a clock that because he died at home, there was a clock in the bedroom that didn't work, and literally the moment he died, it worked for an entire year, right to the very second.
Fuck. All right. So we've got clock as well. Was it like on a
Yeah,
mantelpiece?
no, it was just up on the wall.
On the wall? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but, go him for dying at home back in '88. That was not the done thing, especially of
Hell no.
cancer.
No, definitely not. And that's when I was born. So
Yeah.
1988, big year.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. No, but I love that
Yeah.
you've still got that amazing connection with him, even though you haven't actually met him face to face,
Yeah.
technically. Yeah, no, I think it's really
Yeah.
important. And like some of my biggest spiritual guides I've never really met face to face either.
Mm.
So they're family members that have passed, but they're not, I wasn't big, I didn't see them really in life. So
Yeah.
it's really
Oh,
special. Yeah.
oh, well, the next story is about granddad too, so
Oh, all right, let's kick it off.
yeah. So this one I like to call "There's a Man and He Comes and Plays with Me." I know, like, if that comes from, like, some of your very first early words, I'm sure as a first-time mum, which my mum did, completely freaked out because essentially my mum had, of course, had strict routines because, routines are good for babies and very, very young kids. And so we lived in an old house, from what I gathered, that we had an outside laundry. And my mum wanted to try and be environmentally conscious, so she made me all these cloth nappies. So every morning, she would leave me in the lounge room in the house. She'd go outside and she would wash all these nappies. And yeah, and then one day I just turned around and went, "There's a man and he comes and plays with me." These were some of my like one of the very first early sentences I ever strung together. So my mum completely freaked out because sperm donor was off at work. It was just her and I at home in a small country town in this rotting weatherboard house with an outside laundry. And so mum freaked out. So she's locked me in the house completely before the house was unlocked. And, it kept going on. Mum freaked out. And then it sort of, disappeared a little bit. It wasn't on her mind. And then she was pulling out old photo albums. And I turned around and got so excited. I was like, "That's the man. That's the man that plays with me." And it was one of the last photos taken of granddad before he got sick. And my mom was like, "Oh, so some weirdo is not coming into the house and tampering with my very small child." But, like, I don't get it. How can you not believe and yet your child who's never actually really seen this person is, playing? And, most of us grandkids that I'm aware of have all had experiences with him, but probably not as vivid as me, or in case they just don't want to talk about it or believe in it. But yeah, you want to jump back in?
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, it's a man that is playing. She's like, oh, thank God
Oh,
my child's not being messed with. But then we'll still just be like, oh, it's not a ghost, so it's like, well, what the fuck is it? But at
yeah.
least he's not being, it's like, oh God,
Yeah,
I
he's
love it.
interfered with.
I love that. Though. Like, I think there's obviously some belief there, but I think some people are just so, I'll acknowledge it, but I'm not going to like delve in. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? It's like,
Yeah, that's one of the things my mom just I think she believes, but I don't know if she'll, ever fully acknowledge it.
yeah, and some people
And
are just terrified too. Like they can think what they
mm,
be like. I know, but I don't want to. I don't want to deal with this because it's fucking terrifying to people that are not interested in it. Like some people really don't even want to go there. Like, and it's obviously in a family member, so it's kind of it might be too painful too. You know what I mean? Like it's just
oh, yeah, yeah, because my
mm,
mum cared for her dad, so granddad.
yeah,
He died of lung cancer at home, so
yeah.
yeah, so that was pretty
So that would be
horrific.
really it'd be really painful, and I think it'd be like even though like to you or I that would be like reassuring, but to someone else that might be triggering. You know what I mean? Like that might not be
Yeah,
what you'd want. Whereas to me, I'd be like,
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I love you, Ruby. Although I reckon if I actually did see some like one of my like because I get feelings and thoughts and all that sort of stuff, but I don't actually see them. I mean, if I actually saw, I probably would fucking shit myself, but I still love it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it'd take me a hot minute, and then I'll be fine. But like, it's like,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So what you getting
oh,
down on your little
cool. So my little note. Oh, well, I don't know. I kept getting like a vision of somebody, but I just don't want to, in case that's wrong. So,
note?
but
That
yeah, I
that's
don't
alright.
know.
Look, I've got photos of him in the lounge room.
Mm, Was he kind of like, I don't know. No, because if it's wrong, then I just feel stupid. Like, I don't know. I've got like,
Awesome.
yeah. Like he was kind of like not like a really small dude, like kind of solid, like not solid like big, but like, quite, I don't want to say muscular, like, but just broad a little
Oh,
bit.
uh, a little bit, yeah, but he was actually, I'm actually, what was it? He was 5'4" and I'm 5'6", so I'm literally
Oh,
2
so
inches
like
taller
shorter,
than.
but okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Oh,
but, like, yeah, I've got photos of him when he was 18 with his first car and, so what was it? He was born in 1928, so when he was I'm not gonna do the maths, it's too tough.
yeah, no,
But
I
yeah,
can't do that.
but yeah, so, it's like, you know, early 40s or something. And, so
Yeah.
he's dressed up really nice and dapper, and he does have a bit of a broad shoulder thing going on, and he looks a lot taller than what he actually was, sitting on the back of his new car. Of course, he was a Ford's man. I'm a Mazda, but I suppose that, it's a little bit they're kind of the same, really. If I
He's
want
Ford, I'm
parts for a
Mazda,
Mazda.
like
Oh, look, like, literally, like, Ford Laser, get the parts off of that and put it on a Mazda Protege or, a 323. Yeah, that's like the
oh,
Mazda, Bravos and the, what is it, Ford Couriers are the same, just different
oh,
badge.
well, there you go. I had no idea. I'm just like, I've got no
How
fucking
did we
clue.
go from a paranormal
I'm like, I
podcast to a
drive a,
car
I know,
podcast?
I'm like, I drive a Mitsubishi, and I'm just like, that's about as much as I know about the fucking thing. But yeah.
Oh, look, I've got an old GT Commodore at the moment, and, I'm enjoying that. So, yeah, and
So
it's easy
passed
to
away in
work.
like 1988. So like when he was older, yeah, I keep like, I don't know, blue flannelette kind of shirt kind of vibe. Was he quite cruisy,
Yeah, it
relaxed,
was
or was he quite
really.
dapper still? Or
Oh,
was he
look,
kind of like, like let's do like the flannelette thing, kind of a bit of stubble,
yeah,
relaxed?
so he was pretty cool, laid back, like, definitely not a bogan,
Yeah.
but, yeah, he hated really dressing up.
Yep.
I've his old, passport photo from, yeah, he's wearing a tie for it, and it's crooked,
He's like, fuck
and
this.
yeah, he hated wearing ties, but, he was one of these, like, chilled, laid back, like, to give you an idea, in the late '60s,
Kind of like a
he,
farm vibe. Is it like a farmer
yeah,
vibe,
yes,
kind of?
yeah, so,
Okay, yeah. That's what I feel
yeah,
like. It's a kind of like a chill farmer vibe, but not, yeah, like
yeah,
that's what I'm kind of getting, but a bit of stubble, but really
mhm,
lovely, kind, gentle
oh,
kind of soul, kind
yeah,
of, yeah.
he yeah, he was the sort of person, he'd be out minding his own business, and then all of a sudden a lost child would just be drawn to him, or animals would come out of nowhere, and, like, what was
Oh,
it? My mum was telling me 'cause,
birds,
in mid
birds.
1969, yeah, he went to the Antarctic, so that Christmas, because he knew he was going mid 99, 69, so in Christmas for 68, Christmas Eve, he waited till all the kids went to sleep. Mind you, this is summer in Australia, and he went outside with, kerosene lanterns. He built, like a climbing frame, the swings. He dug a pit. He then filled it with sand and leveled it, and he put up a swimming pool, all in the dark by kerosene lanterns, because he wanted the kids to have the best Christmas.
Yeah,
Because he knew that, he'd be going to the Antarctic for 6 months. Turns out to be 12 months, but, you know that was the sort of person he was. Like, I
pure
think it was mum.
love,
Yeah,
pure
like when
love.
my.
Yeah, really kind, gentle, pure
Oh yeah,
love. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and he what was it? Like, to give you a prime example, I think it was mum found a bird that had a broken wing,
I was literally,
and
I've written down, I was going to say, I was just said before, I said birds. There's something about birds and him and
yeah.
birds. And I'm wondering, like, as well, like, if you see different birds, whether they remind you that yeah, I
Oh,
literally have written it down like birds with a circle around it.
oh, wow.
So
Well,
I'm wondering,
yeah.
yeah, so keep
Yeah,
going.
no, because this has just popped into my head. I think it was my mum when she was like, I think she was primary school age, brought home a bird with a broken wing. And, you know, my granddad's looked at her and went, "Look, I'm gonna have to take it out in the shed and put it out of
Like,
its
oh,
misery."
we'll take it to the
Yeah.
farm, the zoo, wherever.
No, no, he went into the shed and he couldn't do it. So he ends up pulling out this old bird cage and he completely modifies this bird cage so this bird could actually get around the cage and, didn't have to fly around it and everything, built a proper splint for it and everything because he couldn't put it out of its misery.
You know, he loved healing. He wanted to,
Mm.
or he'd be like, "Oh, I'll do this manly thing, don't kill it," which is not. But he
Yeah.
looked at it and goes, "Oh, actually, no, this is an opportunity to be kind to this thing." Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the birds, like
Like,
literally, I literally wrote down birds with a circle around it. And it was like, and I've written down white shirt as well, like
yeah.
hat. Like I can see him with like quite a nice, but also as he got older though, like definitely the farmer kind of vibe. Like I get, yeah,
Yeah, I like, looking at some of the photos, yeah, like, he did wear, like, sort of button-up shirts and stuff.
yeah. The white
Um,
shirt's pretty broad, but like this is like I'll just write shit down what pops into my head as it comes
yeah.
in. So it's just
He
like,
was very big on the brown in the '70s.
oh, yes, the Brett, yes, okay.
Yes, he also had the,
Little
like, the
vest.
towel material bucket hats. He had those.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah, but
He's
he
so
he was
sweet.
he was so intelligent, he was a whiz, like, my mum said that, I think it was like the early 1970s, he's come home with this brand new TV and, like the
Holy
big
hell.
box piece of furniture with all the big signs on the back that says, "Do not remove, do not remove." First thing he does before he even plugs it in, he takes all that off and he wires in all these speakers. So in the 1970s, they had surround sound system for their TV.
He's 100%
Really?
neurodivergent. That's why he's so close
Yeah.
to you. He's
Oh, yeah,
100%
probably.
neurodivergent. You guys would be like mentally, you
Oh,
understand, like
yeah.
he'd get you and understand each other. That's why you love all your technology, and he's the same with
Yeah.
kind of mind. But oh, I don't know what the hell's going to take my headphones out to look. I was like, hang on, I can see better with no. Oh, you'll have to take a photo for me and send it because then you just my
Yeah, yeah, for
scalp.
sure.
But yeah,
And
yeah.
this is one when he was in the Antarctic with the beard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
What did
he's
he do
being an
over
agent.
there?
He was a communications officer.
I thought, yeah, okay, yeah. So definitely with like
Yeah.
the all the digital stuff, the wiring, that's where you get
Oh,
your
well,
awesomeness
yeah.
from. Like that's yeah, you guys are definitely like in sync with that sort of stuff.
Oh, not to mention he was big into media, film, photography, all that kind of stuff. I'm the keeper of the family archives now. I'm developing his rolls of film that he didn't end up getting developed. I
That is
actually
so
found,
amazing.
yeah.
Oh my
So
god, that's
yeah,
wild.
yeah, so I suppose and I've got quite a lot of his old cameras too.
Do you know how much that would mean like that's in like absolutely loves the fact that anyone gives
Mm.
shit. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of that's actually really beautiful. That's really beautiful. He's like that's really
Oh,
lovely.
yeah, and, like, I've got all his, like one of the really cool things is you can actually type into Google Antarctica 1969 Casey base, and it comes up with a big group photo, and he is there right at the back, as you're looking at the left. I actually
Oh
have the
man,
original photo. I have the original negative to that.
that is so cool. Like oh, that's like precious. You got to keep that forever. Obviously, you will, but yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's so precious.
I've digitized it, and mine's a much better copy than the one that's on Google.
Beautiful. It's like, yep, of course it would be. Like, it's like,
Yeah, yeah, because he converted it into a slide, so I can digitize
oh,
all of that. And my
yeah,
next
it
big
feels
thing
like
is
he's
to
really proud of that. Like, he was so proud of being over
yeah.
there. And it must have been such a big thing, too, to go over there at that
Oh, yeah.
time. Like, holy
Yeah,
hell. Like,
he
that's such a long time away from your family, but it was like something he had to do. It's like, I
yeah,
have to
well,
do this kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, he had to leave the Air Force, and he'd been in the Air Force, pretty much most of his adult life, and so when the opportunity came up for him to do communications over there, he had to leave the Air Force. and that was his whole life because no military personnel's allowed over there.
Oh. Yeah, so
So
so it was like something that he wanted so bad. Obviously, probably coping with change wasn't the best either.
yeah,
So okay. Oh, so that was probably he's proud of himself because of he actually did it. I think he was surprised that he did it.
yeah.
Yeah. Like he would have just been like, oh, something I always wanted to do, but he actually did it. He's probably like, hang on, I fucking did this. He's like, I love this picture. Like he's got I did
Well, yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh, it's
Obvious.
just
Yeah.
yeah, it's but I suppose, like I've got a lot in common with him and, especially when it comes to cooking, can make up these most elaborate recipes and keep making them over and over again. Could we write them down? No.
Nah, it's a one hit wonder, all right? We know.
Mhm. Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Shall we jump back into it? This one doesn't involve my
100%.
granddad.
All right, let's go. I'll mute myself and we'll keep going.
Yep. Yeah, so this little short story I like to call The Lonely Grave. And, I suppose if you're in Victoria, I'd highly recommend people to go and sort it out and have a good look, but to be respectful. So there's a small little town outside Ballarat called Linton, and they became very famous in '98 for the Linton bushfires. But there's a cemetery there, and as you sort of drive up, the road leading in is at the bottom of the cemetery. But you've got this little bit of a gap between the road and the fence. Down this little gully area by the fence is this small grave. And there's no name on it, nothing. The only thing that's on there is like the soul of a child's shoe. And I remember when I first found it, I think I was what, 15 or something, 14, 15. And of course, I got the immediate thing, oh, it's got to be a child. I had some lollies in my pocket because I'd been to the milk bar. So I put some lollies on the grave, just to show my respect. Because what does a kid want? They don't want flowers, they want sweets. And yeah, and then like whatever it was, this this small boy followed me home. And because I was living in Ballarat at the time, and I remember sitting on my bed trying to do homework, and it was as if there was this child bouncing on the bed. Like I could feel it, you could see the bed moving. And then, of course, my other siblings, who were a lot younger, still definitely pre puberty. Yeah, so I'm sat on my bed doing homework, and all of a sudden I can just feel it like this child jumping on the bed next to me. And I could feel the bed moving. You could see it moving as if they were jumping. I was just like, can you stop? And then, of course, I've got a lot of younger siblings, and a lot of them at this point in time were pre puberty, where, you know, they seem to be more in tune with the paranormal. Like I'd hear my younger sister waking up in the middle of the night playing games with this other kid. There were times where I'd be in the kitchen and I'd see a child run straight past the lounge room windows, but it was sort of wearing old style clothing. And then, of course, I remember being at school. Me and my friends were hanging out in the stairwell because, it's sort of summertime and Mount Clear gets very hot, and the coolest places are the stairwells. Sometimes they stink of urine, but you know, it's better than being out in the heat and sweating. And it got really, really freaking cold. And I'm like, it's really cold right in front of me here. One of my friends at school just walked closer to me and felt this thing just run straight through her that went icy cold. And I've just turned around and went, enough's enough. You can either behave or you can go back to Linton. And it ended up disappearing after that. But I've been back to the grave multiple times, left lollies, but I don't get that feeling of, this trapped child. And I know in the past with some of your podcasts where you follow Zach Bagan, I'm personally not a fan of his, but like for me, yes, there are things that actually portray to be children, and then there are sometimes those children that either their mum hasn't died, because in the eyes of a child, mother is God, and they hang around, but they don't quite realize that the time has passed. Or they don't realize that they're dead yet, or they realize that they're dead, but maybe like in the case of James at Arrowdale, I'm pretty sure he had ADHD, and now that the technology is here, he can ping, 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 ping like a ping pong ball across all this equipment. So I don't know if I helped this child pass on, but I've never ever felt it since. But my God, it was annoying. I felt like I was babysitting a child on a sugar high. But yeah,
Oh, I'm back. Zach Bagans.
yeah,
Yeah, well, that was like super early on when I'd read his book, and his view was he'd never believed that a God, if there was a God that existed that would allow a child to be stuck. But however, as time has gone on, I think completely differently.
yeah,
What when you said mother, I literally wrote down like before this. So I wrote down lonely grave, Lyndon bushfires, obviously, and boy. I wrote down boy before you even mentioned it was a boy, and I
yeah,
said mother, like she couldn't name him on the headstone, or there was an issue with the mother, either unmothered, couldn't find the mum. That's like literally what I was writing before you even mentioned anything about mum, and
yeah,
there's something to do with the mother. So I'm wondering why there was no name on it. Was because she couldn't
yeah,
admit to herself that the child was gone. It was just, I'll just do a symbol and then I don't have to fucking think about it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's still a sense of abandonment in that way. You know what I mean? Like that's still being
Yeah,
abandoned
and the
because
fact that
mum
he
won't
was
even
so
recognize that
much
he's dead.
away, but
Yeah.
the
And
fact of the matter,
yeah.
you've got it's a good sized cemetery, like, it's out like this way the road comes in, and he's right here in this little gully right by the fence,
Like so
and
so
it's
super prominent.
but you'd miss it because the way it drips down, and of course you've got overgrown trees, he's completely hidden, and I just found it because I was curious because I wanted to walk around the whole perimeter of the cemetery because, you know, I was living in Ballarat at the time, but I was up at Linton and I was because my grandma lived up there. So I went out exploring to try and see what historical artifacts I could find and stash at my grandma's house.
Like, oh, it was hers. She
Nothing.
said she could give it to me. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, look. Look. To be honest, nothing has really changed. I'm still collecting historical artifacts.
Oh, that's cool though. So I also wrote down water with a big circle. So something to do with water. I don't know, about 8 or 9 years old, roughly.
Yeah.
Do you have dark hair, kind of blue eyes, a little bit? I don't know.
Yes.
I just had this picture
Yeah.
of this boy, like dark hair, blue eyes, really old fashioned kind of clothing, quite
Yeah.
cheeky,
He
8 or 9 years old. But definitely something to do with mum, mother keeps coming up like
Yeah.
I want mum, or like, and obviously
Yeah.
you're a female, so I think he was looking for mum, or he knew that mum had just. I reckon there's been an emotional cut off. Something's happened to him,
Yeah.
and she
Well,
has just cut emotionally. She won't even write the name on the tombstone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just be like, I'll just do a
yeah.
symbol. That's enough. But like that abandonment, even in the grieving
Yeah.
process, I think was a
Well,
lot. If that makes Does that make
yeah.
sense? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it does because out at Linton, like even now, they still have no idea how many mine shafts there are out there, and
Yeah.
like you've got to bet, like even walking on the outside fence of the cemetery, you've still got to be careful because the ground could fall in underneath you. And I think in like a 10-year period, they lost like 100 or more children that just fell down mine shafts and they never found them again.
The fuck?
And
Oh,
there quite
that's
possibly could have been water in there too.
yeah, and what? Yeah, like what? Like I just keep getting like water, water, water. Like whether it was like drowning or there was some water kind
Yeah,
of involved. It was like this. It's a really strong thing, but the mother keeps coming up like so strongly to the point where it's just like
yeah.
either I reckon, and I got the name Thomas too, but whether that's I don't know. That's just the first name that popped into my head when I was writing all this shit down. I can show you too, by the way. Like this is all my
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
scribblings of shit
yeah, no,
and you're
yeah,
talking.
what is it? The next sibling down from me is called Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't talk.
Yeah. That's all right. I've got some other names too that I might mention a bit later, but I could just be because I just write down anything that comes into my head super
Yeah,
quick. that I haven't had the chance to think about, if that makes sense. Because and it
Yeah,
might not even mean anything, but yeah, I wrote down all right, yeah, Gregory and Martha.
Martha.
Yeah,
So I had a
Gregory or
reading.
Jeffrey, Jeff or something G kind of, but for a male. But then the Martha was the female that came through, like, well, when we were talking about your day of birth, like when you were born. That, but those were the two names that came through. But then you gave me Sydney, then June. Um,
So
yeah.
what's really funny, I had a psychic reading. Like, it was just sort of like a makeshift, like when you're just sort of, hanging out with mates who have abilities, who are sensitive. And yeah, shit, I'd completely forgotten about this. I was like, what, 24 at the time? And of course, my granddad comes up, of course, because
Hmm.
he's always around.
Oh yeah, he's
And,
like your main. He's your main supporter. He's just like, I'm here. Like,
yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, like, I'd be working away and I'll feel his hand on my shoulder and I'm like, "Okay, cool.
oh,
Can I
he's
get
your
back to
main.
work?"
Oh, he's definitely you're like really prominent, super
Oh, yeah.
prominent. Yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah, and she's there going, "Oh, you're gonna get
Oh,
Aunt Martha soon." And, yeah, and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "It's your period. You're saying it's Aunt Martha."
oh my God. Hang on. And I think we spoke about this earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, but I said
Is that like,
monthlies, but when you think about
yeah.
it, monthly is Martha. Although, interestingly enough, my new boss is called Martha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Because I've just like random names here. Like, I was either the male one that I
I
got was like either like Gregory or Jeff or something like that. Was like some kind
yeah.
of
I
grr kind of
do
name.
know
I don't know.
I do know Jeff. He was the one who used to service all my sewing machines, and he had a heart attack back in February. He's fine, he's recovered, but
Oh,
it
okay.
was
So
the
still
G
very
Jeff.
much alive. Okay. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
holy hell.
but, you know but yeah, like, I have a connection to a Jeff who began with a G, who serviced all my
Yeah.
sewing machines, and he serviced my
Hmm.
grandma, which is now mine.
Oh, Martha.
That's yeah,
Maybe it's this
Aunt
time.
Martha.
Hang on, and then time of the month. Because then you said June, time of the month. I wonder if there's like a. Did she pass away in June?
No, she was born in June.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's essentially she's got so many older sisters. When she was born in June, they couldn't come up with a name, so they just call her
Better call it.
June. Yeah, and then, of
Oh,
course, there's a sister younger than her called Shirley, and, of course, my grandma and all her sisters all wanted a Shirley Temple doll, and then, of
yeah.
course, out pops another girl, and they've gone, "We're just gonna call it Shirley, we're just gonna give you a," and they were all devastated. They didn't want a baby sister called Shirley, they wanted a Shirley Temple doll.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, little
Yeah.
shells.
No, no, she passed in, October 2023.
Wow. Okay. But born in June, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, they couldn't think of any name, so they just called her June.
Well, it's fitting.
Yeah,
Oh, cool. All right. What else
yeah.
you got for me? What else you got?
Yes. Okay, how do you feel about a headless horseman?
Oh, I feel great about a headless horseman. Never
Yeah,
felt better.
yeah,
Let's
have
do it.
you had a headless horseman story yet?
I have not actually. And
Oh, brilliant.
my pop used to talk about the headless horseman all the time. So please go for
I wonder
it.
if it's the same.
Wow, Phoebe, thank you so much for sharing the first lot of your stories with me. But hold on, 'cause I think we need a bit of a break. The fire's burning out, but let's reconvene with a part two. What do you reckon? Thank you. Wow, that was episode 54 and another installment of Campfire Tales with my dear friend Phoebe, who has so many more amazing stories, which will be coming up in later episodes. So I'd just like to say a big, massive thank you to Phoebe and also give you guys a bit of an update. I'll be launching new merch. So if you guys are interested in a t-shirt, anything like that, keep your eyes out. I'll be posting stuff. I've got my own little Etsy store. And just remember, you're helping out a small Aussie brand and helping me keep going. And I'm also looking for some like amazing kind of like either like a Patreon or some sort of membership where I can give you guys more content, maybe potentially my unedited, awesome investigation clips, which are freaking amazing, and a whole heap of other things I'm thinking about too. Like even like maybe like a monthly catch up where we can all sit around and hash out some stuff. And also, apparently, I've been told that I'm quite good at giving, relationship advice because I've dealt with every motherfucking fuckwit that anyone could ever imagine. So, it could be like advice time from, the Samio Aussie love life or whatever. But nah, I'm looking into a whole heap of stuff and I really want to connect with you guys more. So, stay tuned and I'll let everyone know via my Instagram at Aussie Afterlife. Please follow me on YouTube at Aussie Afterlife. And as I said, the link to my Etsy store is on my Instagram um, page. But yeah, you want to chat, you want to do whatever. I've also got an email, aussieafterlife@outlook.com. Just hit me up, whatever. But stay tuned for my cool t-shirts that are coming out. But yeah, even if you're not that interested in me, but you have to love my logo. But yeah, I'm a small Aussie brand just trying to make it out there in this difficult paranormal world. And, being me, neurodivergent, used to be blonde, now I'm brunette. It's a fucking hard knock life. But nah, I'm just kidding. But please, thank you so much. I love you all. But like, follow, subscribe, do whatever. Hit me up, tell me how shit I am. I don't care. Just give me some. But yeah, hope you guys have a safe week and look forward to bringing more stories soon. Goodbye.